Hello and welcome to another episode of the UPSC PT special series of Science and Tech. Let's begin with the first topic, that is Bhuvan Portal. With respect to Bhuvan Portal, who has developed this? This is very important. It could be a direct question. MapMyIndia along with ISRO, they have developed this indigenous geospatial portal and this is known as Bhuvan. The portal is a type of web portal and it is used to find and access the geographic information and associated geographic service via the internet. And the database of MapMyIndia will be connected with ISRO's high-end satellite catalog and Earth observation data. So, in order to understand the geographical location of a place, Bhuvan Portal has been developed by MapMyIndia and ISRO. It will enable them to jointly identify and also build a holistic geospatial portal. That would be meaning to utilize Earth observation dataset, navigation, Indian constellation, NAVIG, and web services along with APIs, that is application programming interface, which is available in MapMyIndia. And this is a software intermediary. API is functioning as a software intermediary. That means it comes in between whenever the service is being provided between the buyers and the seller kind of, and it allows two applications to talk to each other. Okay, so between them API works as an intermediary. And let's talk about MapMyIndia because basic information can be asked with respect to MapMyIndia. It's an Indian technology company and it builds digital map, data telematics services, global information system, that is GIS, and artificial intelligence services. It is an alternative to Google Map. Also, we have to understand, in such cases, we have to be indigenous because India is an aspirational power when it comes to digital infrastructure. For that, MapMyIndia is great, which covers as many as 7.5 lakh Indian villages and 7,500 Indian cities. Almost all the vehicle manufacturers in India who come with built-in navigation system are using MapMyIndia. So remember this fact, preliminary fact. Moving on, if we talk about the significance of the portal, the true borders of the country will be reflected. That means more backing to our own geographical borders. And it will be available from Government of India. So if you see the maps that has been used internationally, those give more important or preference to their own narratives. We know our country better. So we should know that what if we have to, generate our viewpoints, we can use the actual map with the help of MapMyIndia and Bhuvan Portal. And the maps and application, instead of foreign map apps, they have their own narratives showing Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh in different countries. That can be better to protect the privacy. And being an Indian platform, of course, this is well aligned with the mission of India to become independent India or Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay. So let's talk about the next very important topic, Sandesh. The National Informatics Center has launched this particular app, the Sandesh app or message. It is a messaging platform, Sandesh. And it is on the lines of WhatsApp only. It is National Informatics Center is under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So you have to remember who has developed it and under what agents it works. Then it provides network backbone and e-governance system for the central government, state government and UT administration or administrators, union territory. It's a government instant messaging system, can be used for official or casual use for both. Okay. By the government employees or public users, they have valid mobile number or email. And there are features such as broadcasting, group making, like we have the WhatsApp, right? Similarly, the user will have to re-register as a new user in case they wish to change their registered email ID. So this is one thing. Or phone number as well. It allows the user to mark message as confidential. So this is great for official purposes. It allows the recipient to be made aware that the messages should not be shared with others. This is not the case with, although you will see a forwarded, blinker that is on the top of WhatsApp messages. But here the confidentiality is increased. The launch of the app is a part of the Government of India's push for using indigenous software, right? Moving on, let's talk about quantum technology. What is it? Now the detailed project report for a national mission on quantum technology and application has been drawn out and it proposed to spend rupees 8,000 crore on the newly launched scheme or the mission. Now in 2018, the Department of Science and Technology had unveiled a program by the name of Quantum Enabled Science and Technology So if it is asked what is Quest, you will be able to answer this question. When was it launched? In the year 2018. So year of launch is important and the corpus is also important. Okay. Moving on. The mission wants to develop quantum computing linked technologies amongst the second quantum revolution, as we are standing on the cusp of Industrial Revolution 4.0. So our neighboring countries such as China, it is doing extremely well when it comes to quantum computing. So why can't India? So quantum technology is of extreme importance whenever we are talking about the security of the country, in order to have messages more encrypted in nature, more encryption makes it more less susceptible to hacking. So that is why quantum computing is the future. It also aims to make India the world's third biggest nation. The tag here is of third biggest nation after US and China. It is based on the principle of quantum mechanics, and this was developed in the earlier 20th century. And it describes the nature as the scale of atoms and elementary particles. Okay, moving on. Also, it provided the foundation of our understanding of the physical world. What is the physical world like? Including interaction of light and matter, and many inventions, unique inventions have been made like lasers and semiconductor transistors. So they have their premise in the quantum technology. Second revolution is underway for the goal of putting properties of quantum mechanics into realms of communication so that it can be encrypted and safe in nature. What is the difference between conventional and quantum computing? Let's look at them. Now, conventional computers, they process information in bits or ones and zeros. And these follow classic physics under which our computers can process either 1 or 0 at one time. So they can't use it simultaneously but alternatively. Quantum computers, they work in qubits. That means or quantum bits. That means qubits. And they exploit the properties of quantum mechanics, the science that governs how matter behave in atomic scale. Now, in this scheme of things, processor can be a 1 and a 0 simultaneously. As I said, the conventional method either worked on 1 or 0 alternatively, but it works on simultaneous. So because of this simultaneity, what happens? That more and more faster computing can be done. Okay, this is called quantum superposition. Remember this. Because of quantum superposition, a quantum computer, if it works to plan, can mimic several classical computers that are working parallelly, again because it is working simultaneously, right? Time saver. It promises unimaginably fast computing, safe computing, unhackable satellite communication, helps solving some of the fundamental questions in physics related to gravity and black hole. So our missions are getting upgraded to another exoplanets and everything. So for that, we need to upgrade our Earth-based technology as well, right? Quantum initiative could give a big boost to Genome India project, because as it is going to work simultaneously, it will be faster to do gene profiling. Now, quantum computing, it could reduce the time frame of discovery of new molecules. Tsunamis, drought, earthquakes and floods may become more predictable with quantum application. While we are discussing it, you can be asked, in which of the following sectors can quantum technology or quantum computing can help the humankind? And features would be given. You want to answer the questions. Okay. Quantum computing is an integral part of Industrial Revolution 4.0. The Industrial Revolution 4.0 is basically the ongoing industrial revolution which deals with the digital arena of the humankind. That is artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, additive manufacturing and everything else. Success in it will help in strategic initiatives which are aimed at leveraging other industrial revolution technologies. The government has inaugurated CDOTS, that is Center for Development of Telematics Quantum Communication Lab, which is indigenously developed. Quantum key distribution solution, this has also been unveiled. And the government has also allocated $1 billion for National Mission on Quantum Technology, and application a span of the period will be 8 years. So if it is asked the corpus and the period, you have to remember this. Moving on. Now this quantum key distribution is also called quantum cryptography. This is the mechanism to develop secure communication, like I said, encryption. It provides a way of distributing and sharing secret keys that are necessary for cryptographic protocols. And cryptography basically is the study of secure communication techniques that allow only the sender and intended recipient to see the message and its contents. So like we are seeing the message with respect to WhatsApp, that it is encrypted in nature. It is encrypted in nature. That means the right to privacy is also secured over here. Moving on, if we talk about cryptographic algorithms and protocols, these are necessary to keep a system secure. And the conventional crypto systems used for data encryption, they rely on the complexity of mathematical algorithms. The security which has been, offered by quantum computing is because of the laws of the physics, the nature of the physics. Here maths is not used. Moving on, because it works on atomical scales, atoms, with the help of atoms, which is encrypted in nature from the perspective of law of physics. That is why. If we talk about the mechanism, encryption keys are sent as quantum bits in optical fiber. These are capable of transmitting more data over longer distances and faster than other mediums. They work under the principle of total internal reflection. So, total internal reflection will help us achieve the communication faster because they are working with the help of optical fibers. And with the help of optical fibers, the generations yet to come, they are going to experience fabulous digital penetration. The implementation, it requires interaction between the legitimate users, and these interactions need to be authenticated through various cryptographic means. This system allows two distant users to produce a common random string of secret bits, which is known as secret key. End result is QKD can utilize an authenticated communication and transform it into a secure one. It is designed in a way, if an illegitimate entity tries to read it, then it disturbs the qubit, which are encoded in photons. So photons are used here. If I am going to hack any communication, then it will disturb it. And of course, that will translate into the information that is not needed. This will generate transmission errors, leading to legitimate end users being immediately informed. So you see how rich it is in terms of security. Now let's talk about OpenRAN architecture. The trial chairman has said that use of OpenRAN and software-defined telecommunication network will open new opportunities for Indian entities to enter into network equipment market. Now, TRAI stands for Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, and OpenRAN here is not a technology. It is rather an ongoing shift in the mobile network architecture, what we are using for 4G to 5G smartphone, and everything is included in it. It allows the networks to be built using sub-components from the variety of vendors. Okay, and OpenRAN has an open multi-vendor architecture for deploying mobile networks as opposed to single vendor proprietary architecture. ORAN uses software to make hardware manufactured by different companies to work together, and it works on the key concept of opening the protocols and interfaces between various subcomponents in the RAN. This is referred to as disaggregate RAN. Radio access network basically is a part of telecommunication system which connects the individual devices to a parts of the network through radio connection, and it resides between user equipment and provides the connection with its core network. Now the elements of RAN include radio unit, in which radio frequency signals are transmitted, received, amplified and digitized. It is located near or integrated into the antenna. So if it is asked where is it, you have to remember where is it. And then comes the distributed unit. It is where real-time baseband processing functions happen, and centralized unit is where less time-sensitive packet processing functions typically reside. And it is the interface between the RU, DU and CU. And that is the main focus of OpenRAN. Okay. Now the GitHub was used to create and share an offensively named app that sexually harassed women in India. We have covered this in our new series as well. So it's an open software system. And open source software repository service, it has come to light because of that. So the app has used the pictures of the women and stolen for their social media. This is not very important, but you see, they invited the users to bid for them. GitHub blocked the users, and Indian Computer Emergency Response System was asked to have a high-level committee formed. GitHub is basically the world's largest open source developer platform. So if somebody has to do content making in this particular platform, they can do so. And they can upload their projects and port for others to view, edit and tweak, basically like Wikipedia. And the platform uses the software Git, which was created in 2005 by Linus Torvalds. So if it is asked in your prelims examination, GitHub is the world's largest open source developer software. And it was developed in 2005 by Linus Torvalds, remember that. Okay, moving on. The term open source, it refers to something people can modify and share because its design is publicly accessible. And the software is distributed with its source code. This makes it available for use, modification and distribution. That is why this is the problem. If it is an open system software, open source software, then it makes it highly vulnerable and highly vulnerable to distortions and mistakes. Okay. Now, source code is the part of the software that most computer users do not see. It's the code computer programmers manipulate to control how program or application behaves. And OSS basically includes a license that allows the programmers to modify the software that is according to their convenience and control the software that can be distributed. Okay. The idea of making the source code freely available, it originated back in the year 1983. It originated from an ideological movement informally founded by Richard Stallman. Okay, so these are the examples: Linux, Mozilla Firefox, VLC Media Player. Moving on, if we talk about the government policy on it, it had issued a policy on adoption of open source software back in the year 2015. So if it is asked in the prelims examination, if we have a policy, Indian government has a policy, yes, we have. And free and open software, source software for education was also there, which is a project for promoting the use of open source software in education institutes. Also, it does that through instructional materials such as spoken tutorials, documentation, training workshop, internship, etc. Okay. The government has also made the Android version of the Arogya Setu as open source. So if it is asked in the examination, you know what to answer. About Arogya Setu, if it is asked, if it is a open source software. Performing or promoting OSS is a part of GovTech 3.0, which is focused on open digital economy so that it can give rise to more penetration digitally. And the open digital economy is the underlying philosophy that suggests that the government should focus on creating digital commons that is accessible to all. Let's talk about Pegasus, which is a malware, and it has allegedly been used to secretly monitor many influential personalities. It's a type of malicious software or malware that is considered as a spyware. That means it spies on the people who have their phones infected by it. And it is designed to gain access to device without the knowledge of the users, of course, gains personal information, relays it back to whoever has sent it to them, and this is the issue with right to privacy. Okay. Pegasus has been developed by Israeli firm NSO Group, and that was set up in 2010. But the researchers say that it was developed only in the year 2016. What is spear phishing known as? Spear phishing is basically sending information, sending the link of the malware through emails. And if I click on the link, then it will install itself. Now, since then, NSO's attacks have been becoming advanced. Why? Because now it works on zero click. Zero click means suppose I am getting a WhatsApp call. Even if I'm not, picking up the WhatsApp call, the malware will get installed. So this is an upgradation. I do not need to do anything. That's it. And Pegasus infections can be achieved through zero click. That is the problem. Now, Cyber Suraksha Bharat initiative was launched in the year 2018, and this is with respect to tackling the challenges of such malicious software. It aims to spread awareness about cybercrime and bullying capacity of the upgraded software by government departments. Upgraded software by the department that has been installed or produced that needs to be secured. Why? Because we need to secure our intelligence. In 2017, the National Cyber Security Coordination Center was also developed to scan the internet traffic and communication metadata coming from into the country to detect real-time cyber threats. So remember the year of the launch of the different projects. Cyber Swachhata Kendra was also launched that was introduced in 2017 so that internet users clean their devices by wiping out viruses and malware. Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, that is I4C, is there to deal with all types of cyber crimes in comprehensive and coordinated manner. And Pegasus software about that and National Cyber Crime Reporting Portal has also been launched in India. CERT, India CERTIN is the nodal agency which deals with the cyber security threats like hacking and phishing. Now legislation, we have many legislation. There are provisions in Information Technology Act of 2000, in Personal Data Protection Bill, which is still a bill of 2019. Okay. Now let's talk about web, the concept of Web 3. It is also called as Web 3.0. It is used to describe a potential next phase of the internet, which created a buzz in 2021. And right now we are in Web 2.0. It is still ongoing. World Wide Web is a collection of websites or web pages which is stored, and web servers are connected to the local computers through the internet. These websites have pages. Users can access the content of these sites from any part of the world, and these devices include computer, laptop, mobile phones. Okay, World Wide Web. And Web 3 basically is a decentralized internet. This will run on blockchain technology on which cryptocurrencies are also run. It will be different from 1.0 and 2.0. The users will have ownership stake, platform and application, unlike where tech giants control the platform. Okay. And Web 1.0, basically it was launched in 1989. Okay. And that was when the internet was invented. It became popular from 1993 to 1999. And then Web 1.0 days was mostly static web pages. Not a lot of modification could be done in Web 1.0 pages. Even though there were e-commerce websites in the initial days, it was still a closed environment. Now it is not. Anyone can make their own website if they have something to sell. Web 2.0 started in some form in the 1990s and in 2004 when most of its features were fully available, and we are still in Web 2.0. The differentiating character of 2 and 1 is to create the power to create content. In Web 2.0, people are creating content, sharing it on YouTube, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, like that. Okay, moving on. So social media is the most important key factor here. So why do we need Web 3.0? Because most of the data on the internet and the internet traffic, it is owned and handled by very few companies. For example, Google, the browsing features we know of Google are the most used. It has created the issues related to data colonization, data imperialism, data privacy as well, because Google has a monopoly of information. People put so much content through Google, take so much content through Google. There is a sense of disappointment that the original purpose of the internet has been distorted. That means to create global commons and accessibility to all. Moving on. Let's talk about 5G technology. The Department of Telecommunication has announced that India's major metros will have 5th generation services. Like the other global players, India had in 2018 planned to start 5G service as soon as possible and to capitalize on the better network speeds and strength that the technology had promised. 5G is 5th generation mobile network and it's a new global wireless standard after these many generations. And it enables a new kind of network that is designed to connect virtually everyone and everything together. Internet speeds in the high band spectrum of 5G have been tested to be as high as 20 Gbps. So this is something to be remembered. Now 1G was launched in 1980s. It works on analog radio signals, supported only voice calls. 2G in the 1990s used digital radio signals. Both voice and data transmission were impacted and supported. The bandwidth was 64 kbps. So remember the kbps as well. 3G was launched in 2000s with a speed of 1 mbps to 2 mbps. The transmission of telephone signals, including digitized voice, video calls, conferencing, all were there. 4G came in 2009 with a peak speed of 100 mbps to 1 gbps, also enabling 3D virtual reality. Now, it can be asked in the prelims examination, in how many bands can 5G work? In 3 bands, low, mid and high. So, in terms of low band spectrum, let's see what is it. In terms of coverage and speed of internet and data exchange, the maximum speed is limited only to 100 mbps. This could be a question. Okay. Mid-band spectrum offers high speeds compared to the low band. It has limitations in terms of coverage area and penetration signal as well. Then high band spectrum offers the highest speed of the 3 and has extremely limited coverage. So there is pros and cons of everything. Okay. And the uses of 5G can be used enhance mobile, broadband, mission critical communication to increase the security of the nation, massive internet of things, 5G mobile technology. It can usher in new immersive experience such as virtual reality and augmented reality that we call right now metaverse. And 5G can enable new services that can transform industries like remote control of critical infrastructure, vehicles and medical procedures. It is meant to seamlessly connect a massive number of embedded sensors in virtually everything so that data rates, power, they all can come down. And combined with Internet of Things, cloud, big data, the network will be so fast that you just think and it would be done. So Industrial Revolution 4.0 will also be impacted. So the policy of 2018 by the name of India's National Digital Communication Policy highlights the importance of 5G. Revolutionary technology including 5G, cloud, Internet of Things, data analytics, new opportunities, new jobs will be created, new skills will be upgraded, new employment opportunities, but on the other hand, unskilled jobs will also be impacted. What are the challenges? There is a need to upgrade fiber connectivity across India, which at present connects only 30% of India's telecom towers. That means infrastructure making investment models have to be developed. And there is a ban on certain foreign telecom OEMs upon which most of the 5G technology development depends, presenting a hurdle in itself. the spectrum pricing is several times costlier than the global average. Now that will translate to more per unit cost for the customers as well. So these are some of the questions that I have taken from the past prelims papers so that you can understand what kind of questions could be asked. This is the previous year question of 2019. Consider the following statements. A digital signature is an electronic record that identifies and the certifying authority issuing it, used to serve as a proof of identity of an individual to access information or server on internet, an electronic method of signing an electronic document, and ensuring that the original content is unchanged. If possible, answer which one is correct in the comment segment. Next is with respect to 2020. With reference to visible light communication technology, which of the following statements are correct? VLC uses electromagnetic spectrum wavelength 375 to 780 nm. So you see, with respect to 5G technology, this could be also a statement. Okay. VLC is known as long range optical wireless communication, and VLC can transmit large amount of data faster than Bluetooth. VLC has no electromagnetic interference. Again, if you know the answer, please answer. Next is with reference to carbon nanotubes. Statements are asked. So like we presented our entire segment in statements, these questions were the main motives to be done. They can be used as carriers of drugs and antigens in human bodies, can be made into artificial blood capillaries for an injured part of the human body, can be used in biochemical sensors. These nanotubes are biodegradable, so we have to answer that. Please answer it. And then we have the last question. With reference to street lighting, how do sodium lamps differ from LED? Sodium lamps produce light in 360 degrees, but it is not so in the case of LED lamps. As street lights, sodium lamps have longer lifespan than LED lamps. The spectrum of visible light from sodium lamps is almost monochromatic, while LED lamps offer significant color advantage in street lighting. So, please answer this also. That's it for today. Next time, I hope you will do remember to see the next episode, which is the last in line for Science and Tech, and augment whatever you have studied, and all the best for the examination.